Thank you for announcing it. I appreciate that. All right, here we go. Number 3. Is it equal to 0? Yeah, okay. Is there anything I can take out of all of them? No, because 3 doesn't come out of 5, unfortunately. Okay, remember these ones are kind of icky. The only way to get to 3 are 3 and 1. Okay. Factors of 12, 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Which ones should you try first? 3 and 4. Okay, so I'm going to put 3 here, 4 here. That gets me a 3x. That gets me a 12x. Does that subtract to get me 5? No. Okay, so if 3 and 4 didn't work, what do you need to do? Flip them around. So we'll try 4 and 3. 4 and 3. That gets me a 4x. That gets me a 9x. Do those subtract to get me 5? Yes. I need a negative 5. So which one of these needs to be negative? The 3 for the 9. Yep, exactly. However you want to say that. Am I done? No, because I didn't actually answer the question, right? I didn't solve. So this one's easy. What do I put in here to make that 0? As a 3. Yep, x is a 3. A little bit harder here. If I want that whole thing, that whole shebang to be 0, let's set that whole shebang equal to 0.
Wait, how did you get the x equals 3 again?
Right here. If it's x minus 3, how does that make, what x value would go into there to make that 0? 3. So if I want this to be equal to 0, I got to figure out what x value is going into there to make that 0. Set it equal to 0. Well, I'm going to subtract that 4 over. I'm just going to solve like I normally would. 3x equals negative 4. Divide by 3. Oh, negative 4/3. Leave it as an ugly fraction. Don't make your life harder than it needs to be. So my two answers are negative 4/3 and 3. Next. Is it equal to 0?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. What do I do? Might as well take out a 3. That'll make my life easier. 2x squared plus 3x minus 2. Love it. Okay. I took out the greatest common factor of 3. Now, remember there's a 2 in front here, so you just have to start 2x and 1x. It's the only way to get to 2. Again, the only way to get to 2 is 2 and 1. If that doesn't work, then I got to do 1 and 2. So let's try 1 and 2. Draw your loops. That gets me a 1. That gets me a 4. Do those subtract to get me 3? Yeah, and I need a positive 3, so which one of these needs to be positive? The 4, which is going to make that 2 positive and that 1 negative. Okay, I need to set this whole shebang equal to 0, right? Because I want to know when that is equal to 0. We'll add that 1 over. Divide by 2. Oh, 1/2. Does that make sense? Is 1/2 times 2 minus 1, 0? Yeah. What would make this 0? A negative 2. Love it. And you can always go ahead and write it all out and set it equal to 0. But if you can see it right away, just go right to it and put it down. Well, this is so fun. I'm so glad that they've been factoring so nicely for us.
Oh, but the next one.
Okay, is it equal to 0? Yeah, okay. Factors of 28 that subtract to get me 3. 4 and 7, love it. Okay, 4 and 7. But I need a positive 3. So positive 7, yeah. Negative 4. Good, but I need to tell my actual answers, which are 4 and negative 7. Now, you see how if we got the signs wrong here, that's going to make those signs wrong. So that's important. Okay. All right, number 6. Is it equal to 0?
No.
No, gosh darn it. What are we going to do?
Solve.
How?
Bring them
on over. Yep. So I'm going to subtract the 2x. I'm going to subtract the 7. Okay, I'm going to put them together with the terms that are used to. Was there any other x squareds to put there together? No, so I'm gonna read that 3x squared. Well, what's negative 2x minus another 2x? Negative 4x, good. And then do I have any other numbers to add to it? So just a negative 7. Okay, remember that number out in front, you just gotta start. The only way to get the 3 is the 3 and a 1, so I'm gonna put 3x and 1x, or just x, however you wanna write that. What's my only factors is 7? 1 and 7. So I gotta try 1 and 7 and 7 and 1. Which one do I try first? 7 and 1? Okay, let's try that. That gets me a 7x, a 3x. Does that subtract to get me 4? Yeah, now I want a negative 4. So that 7 needs to be negative, good. Okay. But don't forget, I'm not done. Set them equal to 0. Oh, 7/3, that's cute. How about the other guy? What would you put into the other one to make this 0? Negative 1. So my two answers are negative, no, not negative, 7/3 and negative 1. There we go. Next problem. Okay, what do I do first? Make it equal to 0. Move that 16 over. Okay, now what? Yeah, what can we take out? Let's take out a 4. That's going to make our lives a lot easier. I'm left with x squared minus 3x minus 4. Okay, when there's nothing in front of this square in front, that makes your life so much easier. Now you say factors of 4 that subtract to get you 3. 4 and 1.
Wait, how is that a minus 16 is the 16 positive?
Yep, when you moved him over, in order to get rid of him, you have to subtract him to move him to the other side. Good question. So, yep, good. Negative 4 and a positive 1 because you want that negative 3 in the middle. Then set them equal to 0. So 4 and negative 1. We're just cruising today. Love it. Number 8. Are we good? Is it equal to 0?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now what?
Don't worry. Nothing. Take out an x.
Take out an x. Okay, let's do that. I'm left with x plus 3. Well, that's cute. How many answers do I need?
1.
2 answers, right? Because of what?
2 x's.
Because that's an x squared, right? So that's telling me I need 2 answers. Well, what's one of my answers?
Negative 3.
Negative 3.
Negative 1.
Negative 1. Would that make it 0? Oh, how'd you get 0?
Because if you had 0 on the outside and then.
Exactly. If this x was 0, that would take that thing and make it 0, right? 0 times anything is 0. So if we do that, that would get my second answer. If I put in a 1, that wouldn't work because 1 squared is 1 plus 3 times 1 is 3. So 1 plus 3 is 4. That's not going to get me 0. But if I put in a 0, that would work. If I put in a negative 3, that would work. So it looked icky, but it wasn't too bad. Yep, math term of icky. All right, number 9. Are we good? Can we start?
Yep.
Yeah, might as well. How do we get to 3? 3 and 1. Only factors of 4 are 1 and 4 and 2 and 2. Well, let's start with 2 and 2. We'll see what happens. Move my loops. I got a 2y and I got a 6y. Does that subtract to get me 1?
No.
No. Now, if I mix these 2 and 2 around, is that going to do anything?
No.
No. Okay, we're down to 2 and 2. Check.
4 to 1.
A 4 and a 1? All right, we'll try 4 here and a 1 here. That gets me a 4. That gets me a 3. Does that subtract to get me 1?
Yes.
Yeah. I need a negative 1, so I need a negative 4, and a positive 1. Love it. Set the whole shebang equal to 0. Divide by 3. Oh, 4/3. That's cute. What about this one? What would I have to put in there to make that 0? -1. Well, we're half done. Let's flip it on over. To the back.
But are we doing this whole side together?
Sure.
Are we gonna have homework?
All right. Is it equal to 0?
You guys really work together?
We'll find out. Is it equal to 0?
I've got a long day.
It's equal to 0, so we're good. Factors of 1 that add to 2. 1 and 1, let's do it. 1 and 1. If I need to get them to be a positive 2, they both need to be positive. Okay, so what are my two answers? -1 and -1. And what's that called if it happens twice?
Twice.
A double root. A double root. It's okay if they're the same answer. Number 11. Is that equal to 0?
Yep.
All right. Factors of 8 that subtract to get me 2. 2 and 4. Love it. Okay, I need to get to a -2.
-4.
A -4, yep, and a positive 2. Now set them both equal to 0. X equals a -2, and x equals a positive 4. So fun when they work out so nice. Next. Bring it all over. Well, I'm going to leave this over here, x squared plus x, -1 equals 0. Because remember, to put that +1 over on the other side, let's subtract it. Factors of 1 that are going to subtract to get me 1. Well, if I subtract 1 and 1, that's 0. So does that work? No, I can't factor it. Oh, don't worry, my friends. We have something that's called the quadratic formula. Look how excited you are. Yes. Isn't this great? You've never used the quadratic formula, but don't worry, today you will, everybody. Today you will. I just want to get every piece of brain I can get you to do. Let's squeeze out any information I can get you to do. I was setting it all up for it. Did you notice? Like, oh, that factored so nicely. I am. I love quadratic formula. The good news is you could use this all the time. You wouldn't even have to factor anymore. You could always use this. I wouldn't suggest it. To me, it's a lot easier to factor. All right, let's do this. These A's, B's, and C's come from the numbers, the coefficients in front of the variables and the regular number. So A is in front of this x squared, which is technically a 1. Right here. B is in front of the x.
Coefficient means.
Number in front.
Okay.
B is in front of the x. And C is your constant or your regular number. Now the signs stay with the letters. So A is a positive 1, B is a positive 1, C is a -1 in this case. Do you see that? Now all we're going to do is we're going to place them in place. So x equals, the quadratic formula starts with -b. Well, what is b?
-1.
So it's a 1. So that becomes a -1. Good.
What about the x?
Now we got plus or minus. The reason there's a plus or minus in here is because there's two answers. Because it's a square. Okay, so you take care of both. Plus or minus, square root. Now I'm not doing any math yet, I'm just plugging in numbers. What is b? 1. So I'm going to put 1 squared here. Minus 4, because that's just part of the formula. Then I'm going to put in my parenthesis an a. Well, what's a? 1. What's c? -1. all over 2 times a, which is 1. Okay, so now I'm going to put my quadratic formula sheet away for now. Now I'm going to do the math. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Here we go. -1 plus or minus. What's 1 squared? 1. Thank you. That took a really long time. I'm a little nervous. All right. -4 times 1 is what? -4 times a -1. +4, right? Okay, so I got +4 there. All over, well, what's 2 times 1? 2. Okay, I can handle this so far. All right, what's 1 plus 4? 5. So I have -1 plus or minus the square root of 5 all over 2. Does the square root of 5 work out really nice? Nope, so we're going to leave it. There's our 2 answers. If you were trying to find each one separately, you take -1 plus square root of 5. I'm telling you right now. -1 plus square root of 5 divided by 2, and -1 minus square root of 5 divided by 2. That's how you get the 2 answers.
I feel like I wish I would have won this for the MCAs.
Should we? I don't know.
I would have done like 4 more questions.
All right. Ready?
So we're just learning quadratic formula.
Why not?
Oh.
Okay. All right. Anything I can take out of there? No.
I bet the rest of them are doing that now.
Should we do quadratic formula on this one, or should we try to factor? Let's try to factor. Okay, we can't hurt. 1 and 9, 3 and 3 for factors of 9, 8, 1 and 8, 2 and 4. I mean, you could do quadratic formula.
You can
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll factor. It's fine.
I can use photoback too.
Heck no. 3y and 3y. I'm going to start with, remember, because I said start with ones that are closest together. We're going to try 2 and 4. That gets me a 6, and that gets me a 12. Do those subtract to get me 6? Oh my goodness, we got it on the first try. We're so good at this. Okay, I need a positive 6. So, yep, a -6 and a positive 12. Oh, well, good thing you know how to do this so well. You wouldn't have said that like 3 weeks ago, but that's fine. Set them equal to 0. Divide by 3. Y is 2/3, so that's cute. Love that fraction. 3y plus 4 equals 0. 3y equals -4. Divide by 3. Oh, -4/3. That's cute too. Nice little fractions. Fun. I guess it's better than the quadratic formula.
That's a good guess.
Much times better. I like
Is
how
it?
you whip out the quadratic formula right in the middle of 1 and 2.
You never know what to expect with me. Okay, 14.
I think we're doing quadratic.
Do you think we should? We could.
No, there's a square root for 25.
Yeah, there's a square for 25. And is there a minus sign in between?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's a difference of squares? All right, let's do it. Y and Y. What else?
You're all way too excited.
5 and 5. What are my signs when I have difference of square? Plus and minus. Okay, what are my 2 answers?
-5 and +5.
Woo, -5 and +5.
This one.
Okay, next.
This one's a little.
Huh.
This one looks sketchy.
It looks a little sketchy. We could quadratic formula it, but we don't want to try that, do we? Okay, let's try it. 1 and 6, 2 and 3, 1 and 6, 2 and 3. Which one should we start with? 2 and 3, 2 and 3. All right, we'll try 2 and 3. Make my loops. Well, that's 6 and that's 6. Does that add to get me 13?
Yes.
No, it's so darn close. Well, let's switch 3 and 2.
It's not going to change anything.
Are you sure? Let's try it.
Yeah, Joey, are you dumb?
Be nice to each other.
Oh, yeah.
3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 2 is 4. Does that add to get me 13? Yes, and I need a -13. So what do they both need to be?
Positive.
What? They both need to be what? Negative. All right. Maybe in the end they'll both be positive, right?
Oh, that's what I meant.
That's what you were getting at. I knew it. Set the whole shebang equal to
That
0.
was my second guess.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. 3 halves. Poor guy doesn't even say anything. He's so mean. All right. Set it equal to 0. Oh, cute. Wow. 3 halves and 2/3. What are those called? That's something special. They're what of each other? Reciprocals. Good job. Nice job with your math there.
Negative, I thought.
That would be opposite reciprocals. That's for if you're doing slope with perpendicular lines. Good job. Okay. How about this guy? Oh. Well, should I minus the x squared or should I minus the 8x? Minus 8x, because I want that first thing to be positive, right? Yeah, okay, so let's do that. So I have x squared minus 8x. I'm going to put that equals 0 on that side just because it's going to bug you. Does it matter if it's on that side? No. For you, it probably does. Quadratic, do you want to do quadratic formula on this one?
No.
Oh.
They're squared them all.
Well, I can take an x out, right? Okay, I guess I don't have to quadratic. I mean, I could quadratic formula if you wanted to.
No.
Now what?
Yeah, but nothing.
Nothing.
What were you? Nothing.
Well, I can't do anything? I don't know my answers?
You just set us up to do a quadratic.
What are my answers? Do I at least know one of my answers?
Oh, plus 8 and 0.
8 and 0. Because remember, if this guy was 0, turn the whole thing 0. Am I done?
Yes.
Oh, good. Whew. Dodged the quadratic formula again.
Oh, this next one looks a little confusing.
Oh my goodness. Why didn't they put it equal to 0? Oh, what are they doing? Now, how am I supposed to move that 20 over if I have all those parentheses there?
Solve the parentheses.
Let's solve the parentheses. Okay, if I have 2 sets of 2 things, I have to, FOIL, thank you. First times first, outside times outside, inside times inside. So x times x is x squared plus 8x minus 5x minus 40 equals negative 20. Well, now we can shove that negative 20 over. Add it over. 8x. Can I put the 8x and the 5x together?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What is that? 3x. Good answer. Minus 20 equals 0. Okay, good. Good. Factors of 20. 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. Factors of 20 that subtract to get me 3. Do any of those subtract to get me 3? Uh-oh, but don't worry, we have our handy dandy quadratic formula. I love it so much. All right, a is in front of the x squared, which is a 1. B is 3, C is negative 20. Okay, here we go. X equals negative B. So negative 3, good. Plus or minus? Square root. Remember, we're not doing any math. We're just plugging them in right now. What's B? 3. So we're going to put 3 squared. Minus 4 is just part of the parenthesis. And then parenthesis. Now we're going to plug in A. 1. Another parenthesis. Plug in C. Negative 20. Good. All over 2 times A. 1. Okay, now I'm going to get my handy dandy quadratic formula out of the way. And now do the math. All right, I'm not going to touch that negative 3 yet. What is 3 squared? 9. Okay, before we do the other one, negative 4 times 1. Negative 4 times a negative 20. Positive 80. So we're going to put plus 80 here. Good. What's 2 times 1? 2. Almost done. I do know what 9 plus 80 is. So we better put that in. Now, is the square root of 89 a perfect square?
No.
No, so we're just going to leave it alone. Boom. Okay, next. One last one.
We're gonna have to quadratic formula.
Do you think we're gonna have to quadratic formula?
Yeah.
I think you said we didn't have to do this one.
I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, she said we'd have to.
So we only have to do 1 through 17.
Who said?
You did.
Good one.
Beginning.
Foil.
Oh, Brian said that.
Foil. Foil. X times X. X squared. Now what? Minus 3x plus 6x minus 18 equals 10. Now what do?
Subtract the 10.
Yeah, get that 10 over. Okay, I don't have any other x squared, so I'm just leave him alone. What's a negative 3x plus 6x? Yeah, good, positive 3x, love it. What's a negative 18 minus another 10? Negative 28. Factors of 28, I got 1 and 28, 2 and 14, 4 and 7. I think that's it. Factors of 28, then subtract to get me 3.
4 and 7.
Woo! We don't have to quadratic formula. 4 and 7. I need a positive 3. So which number needs to be positive? 7. Good. So my two answers are
Negative 7 and positive.
negative 7 and positive 4. Woo! All done.
Woo.